Welcome to
On Screen.
I got a bad feeling about this.
I'm gonna make him an offer again.
I will find you, and I will kill you.
1.21 gigawatts!
You're gonna need a bigger boat. I am the one who knocks.
That's what she said.
Not great, Bob.
Shall we begin?
Hello and welcome to the next episode of On Screen. I'm your host Dylan Wright, and I'm here to take you on a journey through film and television. So this weekend, on Sunday to be precise, the 69th Annual Emmy Awards occurred in California. I was watching, I had a live tweet it for the Woodward, and usually I'm not a giant fan of award shows. I think they drag a little too long, and they're a little too patting on the back, pandering, if you will, to themselves. It's kind of a yay me type situation, but I thought that this year's Emmy Awards weren't actually too bad in terms of self-congratulations. I think that there was a lot of important things that happened during the Emmy Awards, and I kind of want to talk about the award show on this week's episode. One of the big winners that surprised me, but in retrospect doesn't really surprise me, was The Handmaid's Tale, a Hulu original series that is based off the best-selling novel by Margaret Atwood. It actually was the first online TV show to win an Outstanding Drama Series, and that's basically the big award of the night. So it's pretty huge. It shows that streaming is really becoming a more prevalent thing, and it's kind of taking over in a way. I mean, regular terrestrial TV is still pretty normal, but I mean, online streaming is kind of coming out of nowhere and becoming more prevalent as the years are going on, and this Outstanding Drama Series win for The Handmaid's Tale is proof of that. In terms of other firsts, there was a lot of firsts in terms of diversity within the Emmys, including Donald Glover being the first African American to win Outstanding Directing for a comedy series for his show Atlanta, which I'm dying to see. I've been meaning to watch it ever since, and now that it's on Hulu, I'm definitely going to check it out. Riz Ahmed, he is the very first Asian to win Outstanding Lead Actor in a Limited Series or Movie, and he's the first South Asian male to win an acting Emmy, so that's really huge, and I honestly loved his performance in The Night Of. I thought that he really portrayed this kid that's accused of a crime that we think he didn't commit, and he thinks he didn't commit. And it's a really investing and riveting series. And, of course, he's in Star Wars Rogue One, so anybody that's in a Star Wars movie, they're all right in my book. Aziz Ansari and Lena Waithe won Outstanding Writing for a Comedy Series, and Waithe was the first African-American woman to win that award, which is super awesome. It's not awesome that it took this long for it to happen, because there's a lot of really good, talented writers out there that I feel like have been pushed aside and shirked. And it's awesome to see Waithe win this award, because Master of None, their series that's on Netflix, it's out there. It's pretty existential at times, and it's a really different kind of comedy show, and very appreciated, and for good reason, I think. And of course, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, she won her 6th consecutive Emmy for her performance as Selena Meyer in the show Veep, and she, of course, now holds the record for winning the most consecutive Emmys for playing the same role. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, of course, coming from Seinfeld, is known for her comedic portrayal of Elaine Bennis, but Selena Meyer's becoming a whole nother beast, and it's a great show, and I'm really sad that it's on its last season. But in terms of the Emmy Awards itself, I thought that Stephen Colbert, the host, did a really great job getting the audience excited and keeping the show going. A lot of the shows, like the Grammys or the Tonys or the Oscars, have a lot of musical performances that kind of bog it down, slow it down, and we just want to see who wins the next award and just get it over with. But I was really surprised when the award show came in like around 11 o'clock, and that was when it ended. So it was really fun to watch the Emmy Awards this year. There was a lot of political satire, some of which I thought was pretty well done, some of which I thought was a little, I don't know. I won't get into that because this is television and film podcast, and I don't want to kind of get political. But in terms of the award show itself, it garnered 11.4 million viewers, and it was one of the lowest viewerships of the Emmys overall, which is very surprising. But in terms of the winners, I thought that for the most part, some of my favorite shows, I think, suffered from being in a category with shows that are amazing. Like, if you just look at the nominees for Outstanding Drama Series, The Handmaid's Tale, Better Call Saul, The Crown, House of Cards, Stranger Things, This Is Us, Westworld, all of these shows are quality shows, and all of them deserve the Outstanding Drama Series award. And if they were in any other year with any other nominees, each one of those shows definitely would have won. I was a little disappointed that one of my favorite shows, Better Call Saul, which of course is a spin-off, a prequel of my favorite show of all time, Breaking Bad, it didn't win any of the categories it was nominated for, which that breaks my heart, but the winners of those categories were deserved. Saturday Night Live winning Outstanding Variety Sketch Series, they were on point this past season with all of the political stuff that they were doing. Alec Baldwin and Kate McKinnon both won comedy, the Outstanding Comedy in a Variety Show, actor and actress, because of these portrayals of Trump and Clinton. And I thought that both of them, deserved the award that they got. And it's really, really great to see, Saturday Night Live come to prominence again. It's been on air for so long, and it's been kind of pushed to the back burner the last couple of years, but since this new cycle, it's kind of coming to prevalence again, and it's really great to see. Big Little Lies was also a big winner for the Emmys. Laura Dern won for Best Supporting Actress. Alexander Skarsgård, Best Supporting Actor. Nicole Kidman winning for Best Lead Actor. And Big Little Lies is actually a really well done show as well. And it seemed to almost be the year of the adaptations, because The Handmaid's Tale and Big Little Lies are both based off of books. And it's really interesting that the Academy chose to honor these books as well as the authors and the shows that they're based off of. One thing that I thought was a little strange during the award show was when the Outstanding Lead Actor for a Drama Series, Sterling K. Brown, started doing his acceptance speech. They didn't give him as much time as they gave everybody else. I felt like he didn't really have time to get everything he wanted to get out, as opposed to the Outstanding Lead Actress winner, Elizabeth Moss, for her portrayal of Offred in The Handmaid's Tale. It was almost like he was shortened on time, and they tried to play him out, and then they just cut his mic altogether. And I thought that was a little unfair, because he seemed like he had some really important things to say. He talked about his influences and how Walter White, Dick Whitman, which is Don Draper, for anybody that doesn't know, from Mad Men, and Andre Braugher's character from Homicide all won this award, and how honored he is to win the award. And I mean, he was up against some pretty heavy hitters. I'm not even going to try it. Milo from This Is Us, and also he's Jess in Gilmore Girls. He was nominated. Kevin Spacey from House of Cards, Liev Schreiber from Ray Donovan, Matthew Rhys from The Americans, Bob Odenkirk from Better Call Saul, and Anthony Hopkins from Westworld. So he was up against some heavy hitters, and the fact that he didn't get kind of his time to shine in the spotlight is kind of heartbreaking, because he's a man that worked his way up in the industry. I know him best from his recent turn as one of the prosecutors, Christopher Darden, in The People vs. O.J. Simpson, and he portrayed that character so well, and you kind of felt sympathy for him for being in the situation that he was in. And definitely check out The People vs. O.J. Simpson. But from what I'm hearing in This Is Us, he plays an amazing role. I haven't watched it because I've been spoiled on most of the twists in the show, and I guess I'm going to have to check it out, because I'm hearing nothing but good things about this show. So in terms of the Emmys, I thought it was a good year. Again, I was heartbroken that Better Call Saul didn't win too many awards, because I think Vince Gilligan, the executive producer, and Bob Odenkirk and all of them, they really put forth such good work and such iconic shots and beautiful scenery. But I can understand why the Academy chose the awards that they chose. Handmaid's Tale, from what I've seen, is impressive, and it's a show that is important and prevalent in today's world. So I can completely understand why it won all those Emmys, and I hope that from winning all these Emmys that maybe it'll get out there a little better, have people want to check it out. That's what it's all about. It's all about spreading the message. The Emmys, they're not for everybody. I understand that. But you have to love the moments when they come, and you have to respect the shows and the people and the crew that created them. So that's going to be it for this week's episode of On Screen. If you have any future topics that you'd like me to discuss on the show, let me know. I would love to cover anything that you'd like me to cover. And as always, until next time, take care.
I'm done. Goodbye.